Hey, look, I get it. Editing can be boring, tedious, kind of slow at times, but these 6 shortcuts should help you move along the process a lot quicker, get you to that final product that everyone wants to see. So if you're just starting out using Final Cut Pro 10, these shortcuts will be really helpful for you to kind of move along the process. And if you're an intermediate or advanced editor, you probably already know these shortcuts, but hey, you never know. These might be something new to you. So these are 6 Final Cut Pro 10 shortcuts that you can use for any editing. Let's dive into the timeline. Hey everyone, so I just pulled up my Final Cut Pro here. I have my project, I'm gonna drop down the clip. And the very first shortcut is Command B. Command B is where you can split the clip where you want it on the timeline and make a little edit point. So I'll show you just Command B, boom, it creates an edit point right there. So as you drop that clip down and you know where you wanna cut from it, you're playing it. So Command B, and then I know where the edit point is, and I know later on, hey, this is where I want to start my clip. The next shortcut is Option bracket left, Option bracket right. So once you have those edit points, say I didn't like this opening, and I was like, hey, but I like the second half of this clip. Option bracket left will clear everything from that edit point I just made to a new edit point, which will actually save you a few steps, because instead of having to highlight, select, delete, all I have to do is Option bracket left. And you can do the same thing with Option bracket right, but because I haven't watched everything over here, shouldn't do that quite yet, because if I did that, it would clear it all out. But this is a super helpful tool that I would encourage you to start using if you don't already. The next one is Shift arrow right, Shift arrow left. Most of the projects I edit, I shoot, so I have an idea of where I want to go with it and what's good and what's bad, and I can kind of tell by the wavelengths of the audio if it's good or bad. This shortcut allows me to move quick along the edit, and I can, fast forward it. I can go left that way. So left, right, hold shift, left and right, arrow key. The next one is that kind of a group of things you can do with one shortcut. It's C. So C will highlight a clip, and that's kind of basic, but the amount that you could do with just this one highlighted clip is so helpful. Command C, which would copy the clip, and then you could, paste it again, undo. You could do cut it, Command X, and then you could paste it, elsewhere if you wanted to, but I just put it there just for these purposes. Command Z to undo. Whenever you are moving along, if you're editing, and hey, I want to do something, Command B, and I want to do something with this clip right here. You could see it, cut it, make a new edit point, Command V, and you dragged it there. So you just moved it with just a few keystrokes and a few shortcuts. The next shortcut is creating a space in your timeline, which would be Option W. Option W is going to create little black slugs, as they call it, which is like spaces in your timeline, in your project, that allow you to kind of create a barrier from other clips. So I use this generally because I will start my project on the left side, and I'll have all the clips I haven't viewed on the right side, and I bring everything over here. So then this creates a little barricade for me. So Option W, super helpful if you're just starting a timeline edit. And last but not least, the tip that really helped me out to begin with, see these orange lines underneath the browser clips up here, the orange lines. If I go to View, Browser, Use Media Ranges, and turn that off, then that's gone, and then I won't know what's on my timeline. That's helpful because you really don't always know if you're editing a lot of different clips. You have maybe 15, 20 files, and the files kind of look the same because there's different types of takes. That's helpful because it tells you what clips you've used, what clips you haven't used. So again, it's View, Browser, Use Media Ranges, and that will put those orange lines, which is telling you that's what's down here in your project. So if I were to delete, these last ends, boom, now they're gone. But I put it back, now they're back. So these are the 6 shortcuts I use every single time I start any edit. There are a few other tips obviously I use, but these are honestly the 6 main ones that have really helped me move quicker when I edit. Whatever you're doing at any level of editing, these shortcuts will help you along the process. So I encourage you to try to use them. You know what I did when I first started? I actually put a piece of paper on my wall with all the shortcuts written down. So if I couldn't remember right off the top of my head, I would just look up, know the shortcut, go right back to editing. But it's kind of learning like a different language, especially if you are new to editing. So take your time with it, get used to the keyboard, get used to the shortcuts. I guarantee you the more shortcuts you learn, the quicker editing will go and the more enjoyable it will be. If you're having a frustration with editing at the moment, take a deep breath, relax, get back into it, because over time, it's gonna get a lot more fun and you're gonna really enjoy it if you want to. So if you like these tips and you wanna learn more about editing, cameras, comedy editing, stuff like that, maybe do a like, subscribe, comment, ask me a question if you have anything about the editing realm, and thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.